All right, welcome to the Ranger Up Podcast, where we're always striving, never settling. Again, we're back with our defensive coordinator, Coach Hartman. Coach Hartman, I'll tell you, it's been an honor and a privilege to be able to walk this journey with you. And for all of our YouTube viewers out there, please like and subscribe to our Ranger Up Podcast, our Lone Star Rangers page. We started the Rangers to come back because. We felt the need to bring something good to our city. There's a lot of our talent, as you know, Coach, is playing up in the Austin area.
Yes, sir.
Why are the guys traveling, out to Austin? Is it because the Rangers are not here? There's no good team here. Why are guys traveling all the way up to Austin and everywhere?
That's exactly what it is. There's not a team that's actually worth what they would say worth their time here.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, there's only one team here. So for us to come back, we're gonna pull a lot of people from surrounding areas, and it's gonna be crazy.
So when you heard that the Rangers were coming back, this is before you got named a defensive coordinator. This is before, the man behind the camera is Jarvis Elder, right? And him and I talked about, the vision, and we talked separately because we have the OC Live podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and we're doing a podcast, and we end up getting Coach Clark, right, Jarvis? So we get Coach Clark, and Jarvis was like, I told Jarvis I wanted to start my own team, right? And he's like, Coach, he was like, you need to sit down and talk to Coach Clark. He was like, and just see if y'all can maybe do something together or whatever like that. So I slept on it a little bit and came back, and next thing you know, Coach Clark, we were off the record, we were talking, and he kind of got that itch, and Jarvis kind of paired us together. But for you personally, Coach, when you found out that the Rangers was coming back, what was your first thought?
My first thought was, bring it on, I'm ready to play. All until I messed up my shoulder. But before then, I was ready to put the suit on and get down and dirty again. But when I realized I couldn't, I told Coach Clark, hey, if any way possible, that I just want to be there to help. You know what I mean? So, love the organization.
Us bringing the Rangers back, I wouldn't say it's a rebuild year for us. I would say it's the rebirth of the Rangers. I feel like our mentality right now is we're going to win the championship now. We're not selling in for anything less. So as a defense coordinator, I would say, what is your goals for your defense to get them ready to be a championship level defense so we can win this championship?
Oh man, first things first is always getting everybody right, getting everybody win back in the game. You know what I mean? Getting them just making sure everybody conditioned. You know what I mean? Just know if you're gonna get ready to play, just know you're gonna be running. So expect a couple of days of throwing up. So
we live in this tempo world, and defenses have definitely got to be in more shape than ever before.
Yes, sir.
Offenses are going fast. We've got ono calls. We've got RPOs. We've got, we got one words to associate everything. Guys are going fast. We got now screens. We've got all this stuff out there, right? With all the technology out there at the helm, with the offenses and building a defense, what's your plan to attack a high-powered offense? Like, for instance, like you got the Vipers this year. Justin Willis is he's a stud. I mean, let's just call it what it is. He's our Tom Brady of minor professional football. How would you prepare for somebody like Justin Willis and the Vipers?
Pressure. As long as they have pressure on them, it's hard to breathe. It's just like if you get captured 10 feet underground, or if you even 10 foot underwater, it's pressure. You know what I mean? What's gonna happen when you got pressure on you? You know what I mean? You either gonna shine or you gonna break. So
we don't want to dig too far into specifics of scheme, right? Mm-hmm. But how is the Lone Star Ranger defense? How's it gonna be structured? Are you looking more for speed, athleticism, hybrids? Are you looking for the traditional three technique, big interior defensive tackles, and then on the edge pressure, are you looking for those guys that can chase down a running back? Like, how do you want your defense built?
I want IQ, and like you said, somebody that has technical footwork and just technically sound. I want the guys on the edge that are quick, fast, and know not to go straight upfield and how to contain. I want the big men to be able to go on the edge as well. I want my linebackers and my safeties and my corners to be able to blitz. I believe that if you're on the field, I believe that you should be able to get to that quarterback. So whether it's a corner from the outside blitzing or whether it's a linebacker from the inside, I want to be able to move everybody around like chess pieces. So
I would say, knowing Jamal, I would say, you was a phenomenal player playing with you and playing against you. I would say we need 11 dogs just like yourself that has that Mamba gene like yourself. Mm-hmm. That's what I would say as a defense that I would want on our defense. And I'm sure you would want that on our defense. When we talk about moments, like, Coach Owens, I'm sure he's going to have moments on offense where we're going to need our offense to win the game. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure on defense, we're going to need our defense to win us a game. So what would you say, like, would it be like a lot of pressure for you to, make sure you get that right play call? Or would you just, take some risks or, like, tell us some things you would do as a defense coordinator?
Honestly, pressure, nah. I don't consider at the end of the game, say 10 seconds left, no. We have to get a stop, no pressure. I feel like we're gonna do, if we've been stopping them or if we've been containing them in a certain way and that we have to stop them from getting a first down, then guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna put a little bit of pressure up front and then we're gonna blanket the backside. So basically I'm gonna take some risk and I'm gonna sit there and be conservative at certain times, but it's never gonna be orthodox. I wanna stay unorthodox, if you catch my drift.
How long have you known Coach Clark? Coach Clark is our head coach of the Lone Star Rangers. Mm-hmm. His favorite motto is always striving, never settling. So can you just give us a demonstration of how you know Coach Clark and how long?
What was it, 2016, 17, mm-hmm. when I joined the Rangers? Like I said before, an exceptional, humble guy, very knowledgeable in the game of football, as you see, he has everything that you ever need for the game of football, you know what I mean? So he's one of them guys that I look up to be like, you know what, in the game of football, I need to be more like that, you know what I mean? I keep an even head and still attack, you know what I mean?
When I look at football and when I look at the Rangers coming in this year, I look at it more than life for me, you know what I'm saying? Because you got, kids, you got men out there that are on the streets, trying to, make a way for their family or make a way for their, kids and stuff like that. And some kids and some guys don't get that opportunity to go to NFL or go to college or go to UCFL because they get overlooked. So what would you say as, a defense coordinator, what can you tell your players, like, you can try to help them with, like, the film to make them better to get an opportunity to go to college or go to the next level?
Oh, yeah, that's all with being ready to learn. Be accepted, accept criticism. Just know it's not how I say or how our coaches say it, but what we say. We're never going to try to point you in the wrong direction. We're going to always try to keep it straight and narrow. You know what I mean? If you want to know something, I'm gonna be blunt. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna keep it professional, as I should say.
Coach Hartman, I'm gonna get. I'm a real sentimental. I'm a real serious guy, right? You've been married 9 years.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, you can't have success by yourself, right?
Yes, sir.
You're 36 years old. You've got 4 beautiful children. You've got 3 girls and 1 boy. What is your why? Why do you wake up in the morning?
To strive to be a better person every day. Just to let my kids know, look, man, no matter how old you get, no matter what you're doing in life, you can always be better than what you were the day before. So.
Talk a little bit about your wife, Trina. Talk about how, just give us a little bit of a background, because we live in a world right now where, people want to know you, mm-hmm. right? One thing I can't stand, and we always talk about this, Jarvis, is fake people, right? Mm-hmm. People get on there like they got all this happiness going on, and everybody always posts, everything that's factual. I've had challenges in my life, right? And I know, with Tanya, I know that, we've had our ups and downs and highs and lows, but I do know, even being a part of the Lone Star Rangers, I can't do it without her support. Let our viewers know, what's the impact that your wife has on your life, and how does she contribute to your day-to-day activities, whether it's breeding dogs, being a father, being a coach, being a husband?
Well, first and foremost, she's the rock to the house, man. Without her, man, I don't know what I would do. Our whole house would be to shambles. I'll tell you that right now. As far as her and her sacrifices that she does make, well, it's a lot of sacrifice because meets 2 hours, 3 hours, you know what I mean, here and there with the team. She's gonna be with the 4 kids. So as far as her, keeping up the slack at the house, or me, you know what I mean, as far as even with day-to-day stuff, of course we butt heads every so often, you know what I mean, just like any other couple or whatever. But as far as our dynamic within just living life, it's more, she pull, I push, she pull. So basically the opposite side of a magnet, you know what I mean? And we just stay in our zone that way. You know what I mean?
You live in a life of social media.
Mm-hmm.
Everything you do in a matter of a second is on it. Jarvis is a big Alabama fan. I'm a fan of Nick Saban.
I don't fault both of y'all. I don't fault y'all. Okay.
I'm a fan of Nick Saban. Right?
Go Tigers, LSU.
Oh, LSU. I'm also a fan of Brian Kelly, by the way. Brian Kelly would be Nick Saban if Nick Saban wouldn't when he retires. I think LSU has a good thing going with Brian Kelly, but until Saban, until he goes away, it's gonna be tough. But so last year, I can't think of his name. He was defensive coordinator for Alabama. But anyway, he got a DUI last year, right? And you as defensive coordinator, right? You're gonna have challenges in your life, right? What do you tell a player, one of your players on defense, that gets into a situation, right? And they get in trouble with the law, or they have a disagreement at home, and it's the day before a championship game, and they get arrested, right? Or even, for that fact, yourself. How do you handle situations on your team in terms of your players? If something was to happen, within the law, how would you handle that?
Yeah, that's a hard one. First, if it's something crucial, it's like I can't do nothing about it. But as far as if something slight or petty, I could just tell them, hey man, you just like here, man, you gotta sit here and think, pay attention to what you're doing, man. If it's something with domestic abuse or something of that nature and they got in trouble, like man, it's nothing is worth your freedom. You get what I'm saying? And bring all that animosity here to the field. You know what I mean? Whatever you want, let her get you as mad as you want to, and then you bring it here and bust everybody's head that you can see. You know what I mean? But other than that, that's kind of hard. You know what I mean? For me to weave around to be like, you got in trouble in the outside world, and I can't really, you know what I mean? I can't really be the person to help you with everything.
Well, Jarvis looked it up for me. It's Pete Golden, right?
Pete Golden, okay.
And I brought him up for a reason, because he played for the most prestigious university in all of college football, Alabama. Nick Saban doesn't alter his uniforms. He said that the brand speaks for itself, right? You got the LSR on your chest.
Yes, sir.
We specifically put that over the heart, right? What does the LSR brand, Lone Star Ranger brand, mean to you?
Just what it says, Lone Star Ranger, man. You gotta be a star. And if you know your history about Rangers, man, Rangers, they were them, you know what I mean? So either you get with it or get left. So
I know as far as offense, I know our motto is gonna be keep our foot on the gas. As for the defense, what will your motto be for your defense?
Oh, like I said, slow is smooth, smooth is fast, man. That's how I'm gonna keep it. I don't want anybody trying to overplay anything. I don't want anybody to just listen to exactly what I say, because I don't want nobody to be a robot. I want everybody to be athletes. You know what I mean? So if you see something, say something.
As for other positions that you're looking for, as you know, DB coach, a safety coach, or maybe a D-line coach or a linebacker coach, like what are you expecting? And for the viewers out there that are looking to coach, what are you looking for in those coaches?
Leaders, somebody that has patience. No matter what, you're gonna have patience. Yeah, we're gonna be dealing with 30, 40 different personalities. So patience is key. I need you to be able to learn, and I need you to be able to keep an open head. You know what I mean? If you can't be open minded, then I don't know about coaching around here. You know what I mean?
I mean, I know in a few videos back, I said if you want second place, you go play with other teams. You want first, you come play with us. Because you know, like I said, our motto is we're going to win championship now. We're not taking anything short of a championship. And I know Coach Owens and Coach Clark, and I'm sure you as well. To the players that come join your defense, what kind of expectation do you have for them? Like as far as I want you to come with it. I want you to be a dog. I want you to be relentless. I want you to be violent. I want you to go out there and, you know, do whatever you got to do to get this dub.
Well, I'm gonna say like the great Ricky Bobby told you, if you're not first, you're last. So that's all I'm talking about right now. You know what I mean? I want somebody that's want to win from the combine all the way into the last play of the championship. If you ain't trying to win, if you ain't trying to be first, you last. I'm sorry. So can't get with it.
Deion Sanders ranks his kids, right? I don't know if you follow Deion Sanders. I met him. I actually had the privilege of meeting Deion Sanders when I was 10 years old in Atlanta, Georgia. He's a part of the 1988 Kodak All-American team. So we'll have a little fun with you real quick, right? You got 3 girls and 1 boy, right? So this tape will probably be released within a week.
Oh, I'm about to take an L.
So if you had to rank your kids this week,
oh man,
starting from 4 all the way to 1, how would you rank your kids?
So
In a joking way. This is all of you. He's just joking.
So I'm gonna do it like Devontae Adams just did it on his podcast, 1A, 1B, 1C. So I'm gonna go by the age, you know what I mean? So the oldest to the youngest. That's how we're gonna go for right now.
Gotcha.
Because with my oldest, she's more out the way now because she's more self-sufficient. She got her own car, so she don't be bothering me for too much. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go just from the ages.
Yeah.
Oldest to youngest.
Got you. So basically, Kobe Bryant, passed away, a few years ago, and people created this mantra of a girl dad, right? What is it like, to be a primary father of all girls? I know for me, I have, in our blended family, we have 11 children, which we have 8 girls and 3 boys, and then separately for me, I have 9 children, which I have 7 girls and 2 boys. So I'm primarily a girl dad, right? Even you're primarily a girl dad.
Yes, sir.
What is it like raising girls in today's society with social media and instant gratification?
Difficult. Like I said before, it's a lot of teaching. It's a lot of coaching. You know what I mean? Letting them know, like, hey, just because you see this girl doing this on social media, that doesn't mean you have to live to that standard. Especially for my girls, because it's like everywhere you look, it's always either women bashing or you have to have a certain look, and it's always a standard that women are trying to chase. So for me, trying to tell my girls that they are the standard, you know what I mean, and people got to meet them, not you got to meet them.
You know, me and Coach Jones, we always have this discussion, about Deion Sanders. Okay, so say your son is playing for our team.
Okay.
And he's playing your position.
Okay.
And we always talk about Deion Sanders, his son. Like, if he goes out there and he stinks it up for a couple games, are you gonna bench your son?
Yeah, definitely. There's no favoritism in coaching. Just like what Deion says, man, that's a job. I'm about putting a product on the field. You know what I mean? So if the product ain't what I thought it was, I'm sorry, I gotta switch it up. So sorry you expired, go gotta put you in repackaging. You know what I mean? So
You got anything else, Coach?
Yeah, I think that, when you go back and you look at social media, Jarvis and I were always talking about social media. We're always talking about how it can help you and it can hurt you. You know, I was listening to the Pivot podcast today, and Snoop Dogg was talking about the power of cell phones, right? We even did a podcast on the power of cell phones, right? Everybody wants to be a star, right? Everybody wants to do it right now. Do you personally feel that, you know, cell phones have gotten out of hand and it has conflicted with players' ability to be more successful because they want to make sure everything is filmed with the weightlifting and all that? Or do you believe in the go dark mentality that what I do in the dark will show in the light?
Personally, I'm the dark into the light person. That's just me. As far as seeing the benefits of social media for these young athletes and seeing how that they can teach other people different drills and stuff like that so they can get on board and trying to do the same thing, I feel that that's a good thing. But as far as me, I'm more of let's you know, turn off all the lights, get real, you know what I mean, get real gritty and get grimy with it, and then when it comes game day, that's when the lights come on and that's when you can see everything for me.
I'm gonna change pages real quick, and I'm gonna talk about Coach Clark. You know, when did you meet Coach Clark, and what does he mean to you as from a player to a coach, and now from a coach to a coach?
As far as from a player to a coach, I honestly appreciated him because, again, that was, like I said, that was my first year getting into semi-pro football, and my expectations of semi-pro football, I didn't have a real expectation of it. As far as him seeing something, again, in me that I didn't know I had really still, or had in me just to go push further into, you know, trying to play football once I got out of high school and everything, it gave me some type of pride, I guess you could say, you know what I mean? So it made me feel prideful of wearing the jersey, being a Ranger. And now from coach to coach, same thing. Like I said, it's same thing. He sees something in me, and I'm ready to sit here and invest myself into this journey. You know what I mean?
So let me run down yourself real quick. 15 years playing football, 4 years, you know, youth football coach, probably in counting because you got your young son.
Yeah.
Right? Your hobbies is all sports.
Yeah.
But you specifically like fishing, right? You've been dog breeding for about 3 years. You know, and obviously you're a dog lover. You got 2 dogs at home.
Yes, sir.
You know, what got you into coaching?
My son. First, he was telling me, you know, growing up since he was little, playing with footballs and basketballs and stuff, saying, Dad, I want to be a football player and stuff. So I took it upon myself to be like, you know what, I'm going to train you up as much as I can before you actually get on the field yourself. Then when I got to, you know, one of his practices and seeing that some of the coaches didn't really know how to put things together, you know, the way that you're supposed to show kids, you know what I mean? And that's what actually made me jump into it, just to be like, you know what, let me teach them the right way instead of them just getting told what to do and not actually learning what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so we're going to wrap it up here in about 3 minutes. But, you know, I'd be remiss to say that, you know, this has been it's been a marathon for us. You know, I was, like I told you, I was offensive coordinator, and you know, you were a player, and I remember you hurt your shoulder. But one thing that stood out to me is that I seen a passion in you as a player. You know, a lot of times what happens is God is very, very strategic, right? He already knows when we're gonna wake up, when we're gonna die, what we're gonna do, all of that, right? But I always say this: I played the game only to coach the game, right? I didn't play the game to be in the NFL, but I was actually a defensive back. I was more so on the defensive side of the ball. When I was youth football, you know, they put the fast kids as running back, and it's just all about winning for the coaches, right?
Definitely.
But as you start getting older, you know, you got to start strategically placing these young men and then these men where they need to be. My issue with my professional football is that everybody thinks they're a 5-star. And what is your mentality, with guys that clearly, are very, very good players, and they step on the field to the Rangers with a sense of entitlement? How are you going to handle that player that comes from another team that says, okay, just using the Bison as an example. He comes from the Bison and he say, hey man, hey Coach Hartman, I play linebacker. And I'm going to play linebacker for you. But you see clearly he's a hybrid DN. How are you going to handle that player that comes to you feeling like he is entitled to something?
It's about a little give and take. Give him a little bit of what he wants, which is he want to play linebacker. Okay, cool. But then also at the same time, give him suggestions to make him think that's what he came up with. As far as, oh yeah, let's play DN. I'm gonna put you at DN for this play because I want a sack. Go get me a sack. So in the same bit of the scheme, you're still a linebacker, but I'm letting you know, look, I'm just dropping you to DN so you can go get you a quick sack. So it's a little give and take, little mind games, I guess you could say.
All right, so I've had my health struggles, in the past, and I dealt with a lot of things in my life, right? I made, my journey of being vegan was similar to yours. I did a lot of research on, I used to eat pork and chitlins and just all types of stuff, right? And a lot of times, when we were little, it was always about eat what's on your plate, right? And I'm gonna talk to you from a health perspective because athletes, you can't be successful eating McDonald's every day. We're living in a world where, things slow you down. Tom Brady came out with the book TB12 and he really, really, really highlighted and exploited how athletes should take what they intake in food more seriously, right? Definitely. It's not just about lifting weights. Definitely. He talks about pliability. He talks about having the right mental toughness. He talks about what you eat in your body. He also talks about nightshade foods, right? You being a vegan and, unfortunately your grandmother passed away of cancer and your grandfather, having his challenges and passing away. And you made a deliberate intention to change your life. What would you say to, any viewer out there that is looking to transition into being a vegan or making a healthier life choice for themselves?
Well, I would say first is it's all about discipline. Most people think that, it's a diet. It's more just of a life change, a lifestyle. I would never suggest somebody to just go overboard and just say, I'm quitting everything cold turkey. I would just suggest everybody to pick their favorite protein and just stop it for 2 weeks and then eat that same protein that you love so much and see how your body feels from it. And for me, that was enough for me to quit everything, which seeing how once I stopped eating it, seeing how my body started feeling lighter on my feet and more cognitive thinking going on, and then going back to eating, say, a hamburger, and then my whole body just feels drained. So, and stomach hurt and being in the toilet, being just messed up. So that's the advice I would give. Just try to cut out one thing at a time. And once you cut it out and then feel how it makes you feel, then I feel like it'll be easier for you to go back and transition to not eating it again. You know what I mean? And then bringing something else along with it. So.
Yeah, I mentioned that because, life is full of choices, and they say it always said, choices create decisions, and your decision dictates your future. Definitely. Right? And we're getting ready to ramp this thing up, with the Rangers, and when you step on that field, nobody knows you. I'm sure after this is filmed and edited and all whatever, people are gonna know who you are, right? You said that your wife is a rock, and I would like to end on that. Coach Dixon said something very impactful. I think that stuck to Jarvis and I. He said, Jarvis asked him, how did he last, how many years of marriage was it?
38 years.
38 years, right? And if y'all don't know, Coach Dixon's our quarterback coach, and he's a very special person to us. He's a very unique coach, by the way. Coach Dixon's Coach Dixon. I don't think we can replicate him. But he said, find somebody that just loves you, right? And this man been married for 38 years. You've been married for 9 years. What is your advice? You know, what's been the staple to you to stay married and to stay humble along your journey?
Keep the main thing the main thing. Keep your relationship based off of what goals and what y'all standards were in the beginning of the relationship. Most relationships fall by the wayside when people start getting complacent and, you know, just, hey, you're here. Yeah, I see you every day type stuff. But if you keep the main thing, if y'all goal when y'all first got together was to build an empire, then make sure that empire is being built, regardless if you feel that she spent too much on a purse and she feels like you didn't give her enough time today. You know what I mean? Y'all here to build an empire, so as long as y'all keep that goal in focus, hey, and have a good understanding of each other. That's another thing.
Well, I'll tell you, the best understanding me and you are gonna have is I'm gonna keep the foot on the gas, and you're gonna have to really up your game, you know, with me, and I'm gonna push you to the limit every day. Jarvis and I are gonna push to the limit every day, and the rest of our coaches and our players to, like you said you wanted practice to be harder than the game.
Yeah.
Right? And the only way we're gonna do, we're not always gonna agree. I mean, we boys are off the set, but when we're on the field, you know, I'm trying to tear your head off every time, you know?
Definitely.
And you should feel that same way about me. Being a competitor, right? It's very important that we look at what we want, right? Lastly, before we close out, what is a successful season for the Lone Star Rangers?
Championship. That's it. That's the only way you can measure success. If you play the game to get a ring, let's get the ring. That's it.
All right, Coach. Well, you know, it's been an honor and a privilege, you know, getting to know you and meet the coaches, and then knowing you, you know, off camera, and then, you know, knowing you with Jarvis and how you were as a player and a coach. Jarvis, you got any last thing for Coach Hartman before we let him go?
To all the viewers out there, for the last thing, what would you tell your future self, or a child out there, like your son, or a grown man that's, you know, trying to play semi-pro? What would you say to them? Like, what would you be like advice you would give them in life, football, or whatever?
Just believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, don't account for nobody to believe in you. So yeah, always have faith. That's it. Always have faith.
All right, Coach, it's been an honor and a privilege. I know you got to get back and take care of those 2 dogs and those 4 children and your beautiful wife. And, you know, learning about you today, it actually helped me understand, because, you know, I told you, being vegan, you know, like you said, it's a lifestyle, right? You talked about communication with your spouse, and basically what we're saying is, to all you viewers out there and any future team out there, that, you know, I mean, it's championship or bust for us. I mean, it's a business trip. Every week it's a business trip. You know, from the time we step in on the combine, from the time you look on Instagram, you know, with all these players, you know, me and Coach Clark collaborating together, getting this thing right. You know, Coach Hartman, congratulations again, you know, on your defensive coordinator position. And Ranger up, and we look forward to talking to you soon, Coach.
Ranger up.
Ranger up.